Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
This episode is brought to you by Marqeta. When it comes to your payments provider, you can't afford to compromise. Marqeta's modern payment solutions flex with your business without the trade-offs. Stable and agile, secure and innovative, scalable and configurable. If they say you can't have it all, don't believe them. Your business demands more. Choose a payments provider that delivers more. Choose Marqeta. Visit marqeta.com/Spotify to learn more.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And coming up at the bottom of the hour, we'll talk live with former Congressman Peter King. I spent some time thinking about this morning. Some people need to be protected from themselves, and they don't even know it. That's the untold truth, and the media has no clue. But some people need to be, must be protected from themselves, and they know no better. That's why you need a bold leader like President Trump. You may not need him, but he's desperately needed in this day and time. A strong, no-nonsense president that is not going to pander. Dominic Carter here with you, folks. The number to reach me live right now, 800-848-9222. It bears repeating. Some people need to be protected from themselves, and they don't even know it. Case in point, deadly mass shooting in California just days ago erupted when a toddler was cutting her birthday cake. The mass shooting again in California that killed 4 people, including 3 kids, erupted just as the toddler was cutting the cake at her second birthday party, according to her mom, who says the shooters deserve to go to hell. The birthday girl's mother, Patrice Williams, says partygoers, imagine this, folks, dropped to the floor as soon as the gunshots rang out inside the packed banquet hall in Stockton on Saturday. I want you to listen to the mother in her own words. She says that she actually thought it was balloons popping and it was gunshots.
I threw a birthday party for my little daughter. She actually turned 2, and I just wanted all my family to come together and be together as it would be like an incident happened. As me getting ready to start my baby, to start cutting her cake and stuff, everybody's getting together to gather around and just start cutting the cake, and all we heard was gunshots, and everybody just fell to the ground. It was just unexpected. I don't know what happened. I'm just so shocked and lost, and I'm lost of words. I'm speechless, and I just want to say I'm sorry to all the mothers out there that lost their kids at my birthday party. I don't even know what was going on. Everybody was inside. It was just a misunderstanding. Everybody was getting ready to cut the cake, like I said, and I actually thought it was my balloons popping. It was gunshots. So it's my daughter's niece. Both his nieces passed away. My sister actually got shot. My cousin got shot. My son's friend got shot. My 3 of my friends got shot. My friend's baby dad got shot and got killed. Yes, I work for the AAA Whole Life Center. I work with the youth. That's why it's really hurting me, because I see youth all day. I see kids all day. I'm a mother of 3. So for me to see kids on the floor and just bleeding and I can't help them, and I help people that I help the youth at my job, it was hurting me not to help them on the floor. Try not to be in public all the time with your kids, because anything can happen and bullet does not have a name. I believe that if you guys ever have a birthday party, just have a birthday party indoors and don't be outside.
Again, folks, some people need to be protected from themselves, and they don't even know it. Who do you think is going to protect you? The Democrats? Do you think Kamala is going to protect you? She's too busy. On the first day of her campaign in Atlanta, Georgia, she's got that rapper on stage twerking her behind to young girls of color, young white girls, anybody in attendance, any of those young girls watching. Kamala thought it was wise to have those kids watching a grown female rapper twerking her backside. Do you think the Democrats are going to protect you? You may not like Trump, but you need Trump. And that's the truth, Ruth. People don't like to be honest. They don't like to be, Trump, the devil, the devil, the devil. Trump is the devil. He's the devil. He's trying to keep you alive. Trump wants the National Guard. What do Democrats want? You just heard that, mother. And this is something I shouldn't say, but I'm going to say it because you folks know I speak my mind. Now, called me old-fashioned. Authorities have already said they believe that the shooting is gang-related. The mayor, everyone has said they believe it's gang-related. The mother, I couldn't help but notice she had this tattoo on her upper chest. Now, a tattoo doesn't mean anything bad, necessarily. Lots of people of different races, backgrounds, creeds, color have tattoos. I'm just not a fan on a personal level. Some people need to be protected from themselves. 800-848-9222. Meanwhile, it is amazing to me, all these questions now about President Trump's health. Yet for years, President Biden got a complete pass, something that President Trump noted himself.
But you always find something new, like, is he in good health? Biden was great, but is Trump in good health? I sit here, I do 4 news conferences a day. I ask questions from very intelligent lunatics, you people. I give the right answers. There's never a scandal. There's never a problem. I give you answers that solve your little problems. You go back and you can't find anything, but you do stories about Biden was in wonderful health. The guy didn't do a news conference for 8 months. If I go one day, I had one day where I didn't do a news conference, there's something wrong with the president. You people are crazy. I'll let you know when there's something wrong. There will be someday. That's going to happen to all of us. But right now, I think I'm sharper than I was 25 years ago, but who the hell knows? By the way, I took my physical. I got all A's, everything.
All A's, according to the president. In a moment, I'm going to start with your telephone calls. Dino in Queens on line 4. But listen, whether you like the War Secretary Pete Hegseth, whether you hate him, on this example, the man is dead on accurate. I don't understand how anybody with a brain can be against putting these narco terrorists on these boats bringing drugs to America. How could you be against putting them at the bottom of the ocean? How long are you going to be weak and let the American people be terrorized, pimped, whatever term you want to use? It's not good. How long are you going to just sit back and just take it on a world stage? The War Secretary Hegseth says that he's only just getting started.
I'll say again, we've only just begun striking narco boats and putting narco terrorists at the bottom of the ocean because they've been poisoning the American people. And Joe Biden tried to approach it with kid gloves. And allow them to come across the border, cartels take over community, 20 million people, hundreds of thousands of Americans poisoned. And President Trump said, no, we're taking the gloves off. We're taking the fight to these designated terror organizations. And it's exactly what we're doing. So we're stopping the drugs, we're striking the boats, we're defeating narco terrorists, and we're standing...
And you may say one thing, that drugs coming in through the sea by sea are down 91%.
I'm not sure either, sir,
but down 91% by sea.
We've had a bit of a pause because it's hard to find boats to strike right now, which is the entire point, right? Deterrence has to matter, not arrest and hand over and then do it again, the rinse and repeat approach of previous administrations. This is meant to get after that approach.
And they're doing a wonderful, wonderful job. Do I have to remind you what happened at that apartment a complex in Aurora, Colorado, where these drug dealers took over the entire complex? Folks, how long do you want to be weak, or do you want to come at things from a position of strength? I prefer the position of strength. So on the Fox Business Channel, Trump officials declaring what should be obvious to all of us, that it's a privilege, not a right, to come to the U.S. A privilege and not a right.
It is a privilege, not a right, to come to the United States. And what we should be having in this country, what President Trump and Secretary Noem and the Trump administration demand, is that if you come to this country, you contribute. You don't defraud the system. You don't use our social safety net as a hammock. You don't harm or kill Americans or otherwise commit any crimes against them. It should be a net positive for the American people, for those from other countries to come to this country. And so what Secretary Noem is doing when she's recommending these countries of concern is that she's looking at the data. She's following the analysis. Who are individuals from certain countries that are defrauding the American system, that are bringing crime and criminals to this country? Where this is a whole of government approach. Secretary Bessent has been fully involved, the State Department, and of course Secretary Noem. We are making sure we are putting the American people first when it not only comes to jobs, but of course safety. That is the number one job of a president, and President Trump is doing a phenomenal job, especially in the wake of this terrorist attack that happened just a week ago.
Some people, bears repeating, must be protected from themselves. They just don't know it. Line 4, Dino in Queens. Good afternoon, Dino. What's on your mind?
Hey, good afternoon, Dominic. I came to the point where I'm so tired of people hating Trump and hating Trump. We're standing in such a good position finally after all these presidents. I bow down to Trump. He's an amazing man, and the narco-terrorists, they're all crying. The Democrat Party, shooting them out of the water, killing them. Every last one of them deserves to get killed. Alejandro Mayorkas, they should put him in front of a firing squad when I think of all the innocent children that lost their lives and the way he responds to those answers. He's a very clever guy, that E.T.-looking guy. And they should put him in front of a firing squad, because my heart breaks with the parents that lost their kids. And to him, it's nothing. The man is doing a fantastic job. I love the way the world is running right now, and I hope it stays like this for a very long time. But, of course, the Democrats want to change it back. Dominic, I love you. You're a great guy, Dominic.
I love you too, Dino. Everything you just said is absolutely true. Perhaps I shouldn't use, thank you for the call, Dino. Perhaps I shouldn't use this graphic language, but I am going to. Folks, have you ever seen a young girl turned out by drugs? The actual process of what happens to these American girls? Maine, Vermont, all across America. Young, innocent girls don't know anything. Maybe not even sexually active. Have you ever seen what happens to these young girls when they get turned out on drugs? So then you know every reason why the Trump administration is blowing these boats out of the water. Please continue it, President Trump. The American people are behind you. We are coming right back, and coming up at the bottom of the hour, former Congressman Peter King joins me live.
Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Leadership Thread with Dr. Peggy Polonis.
I'm Dr. Peggy Polonis. Join me on each episode where I unravel the story that shaped leaders, tracing the thread that led them where they are today. Because leadership isn't born in adulthood. Moving in the same direction and doing it united, then the movement forward is always so much more powerful.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform. Greg Kelly here. Donate now to toysfortots.org, working year-round delivering hope to children at Christmas time and beyond. In 2024, Toys for Tots provided over 30 million toys to nearly 13 million children in need. Donate now, please. Go to toysfortots.org. Since 1947, Toys for Tots has distributed 708 million toys to 314 million deserving children. Working year-round, Toys for Tots. Donate now. Go to toysfortots.org. That's toysfortots.org.
Every leap in American history has needed breakthrough energy.
Ignition, liftoff.
Now, AI is here, and Chevron is working to power it. We're aiming to develop multi-gigawatt power plants near data centers, designed with future pathways to lower carbon intensity. AI gets the power it needs, communities get the jobs, and the grid stays strong. Powering AI today builds America's next superpower.
Adobe Acrobat Studio, so brand new. Show me all the things PDFs can do. Do your work with ease and speed. PDF Spaces is all you need. Do hours of research in an instant with key insights from an AI assistant. Pick a template with a click. Now your prezzo looks super slick. Close that deal? Yeah, you won. Do that, doing that, did that, done. Now you can do that with Acrobat. Now you can do that with the all-new Acrobat. It's time to do your best work with the all-new Adobe Acrobat Studio.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And we are back, folks. I do want to tell you that this holiday season, help the Red Apple Audio Networks feed those in need. Go to redappleaudionetworks.com/turkey. Join Red Apple Audio Networks, AARP, New York City, the Police Athletic League, Gristedes and D'Agostino's supermarkets, and nationwide imaging services as we deliver holiday meals. We still got Christmas to go to more than 5,000 families across the city. Go to redappleaudionetwork.com/turkey. That's redappleaudionetwork.com/turkey. Let's go to Patrick, line 5, Sparta, New Jersey. Patrick, what's on your mind?
Dominic, thank you. As much as I'd like to see these boats blown out of the water, I just don't think it's fair to the aquatic marine life because they're worth more to me than those narc people. They need to die.
I love you, Patrick. I love you, man. I love you. The only thing I'm pissed off is that I didn't come up with that. That's a great line. The marine life is much more valuable than these losers that should be dead anyway. Please continue.
Well, it's just the environmental impact of it all. You know, drug use, drug production, manufacture, distribution, whether it's legal or illegal. How can we stop these people? What form of communication will work so that governments will stop doing what they're doing and allowing this to happen?
Well, that's why we have President Trump, because President Trump talks a universal language that they all understand. If you don't believe me, Patrick, go ask Venezuela in terms of what's going on there right now, okay, with the Navy surrounding that country, right? President Trump talks a language that these drug dealers, worldwide drug dealers, and these people in office, these dictators, that they understand. Again, Patrick, I want to ask you straight up, a question straight up. You're in Sparta. And again, drugs impacts boys and girls. Have you ever seen what drugs do to these little girls, 12 and 13, 14 years old, that come from communities that know nothing about this? Have you ever seen what drugs do to these little girls?
Well, I haven't specifically seen what it does to little girls. I know a young attorney's son was shot at a party because of, drug use, and something got out of control.
Wow.
A friend of mine I used to work with, his daughter had to go to rehab. Turns out one of the kids that she was working in rehab with was the son of a guy I was working with who, when he went to jail, he came out, he looked great, he gained weight, couldn't use drugs. He wound up hanging himself because he couldn't deal with the reality of things.
Oh.
Dominic, I mean, it hasn't affected me directly, but I know stories, and I know that it's got to change. Something has to shift in our lives.
Patrick, I appreciate you for being honest, but it can impact any of us at any time. So it does impact us all directly. You could go to the local store and somebody that's strung out, looking to get high, tries to rob you, stabs you in your heart, does whatever, hit you in your car for a fake accident, to get paid for, for these accidents, to report them. Man, I got to thank you for a wonderful call, Patrick. Thank you very much for calling in. Patrick, Sparta, New Jersey. I'm looking at my Twitter at my ex. The lovely and beautiful Debbie Lebedo says, "Hi, Dominic. I'm back from Florida, and Thanksgiving was fabulous. We had turkey stuffing, mac and cheese, brown gravy, baked potatoes, green bean casserole, cornbread, candied sweet potatoes, and stuffed artichokes. I gotta set my scale back 20 pounds. I hear you, Debbie. I hear you. We are coming right back live with former Congressman Peter King."
REI Co-op presents a perfect outdoor moment with the perfect gift. Picture this. You're ripping with your favorite person. Bluebird skies, blower powder, and frankly, you're skiing like legends.
So sick. Another lap?
Thanks to REI's curation, from lid to sticks, you nailed the gift.
No way. How'd you know?
Does it get more perfect than that? Give without guessing. Shop in store or visit rei.com.
¿Hablas español?
Sprichst du Deutsch?
Kann du Norsk?
If you used Babbel, you would. Babbel's conversation-based techniques teaches you useful words and phrases to get you speaking quickly about the things you actually talk about in the real world, with lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts and voiced by real native speakers. Babbel is like having a private tutor in your pocket. Start speaking with Babbel today. Get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription right now at babbel.com/Spotify. Spelled BABBEL.com/Spotify. Rules and restrictions may apply.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Former Congressman Peter King is standing by. He's going to join me live momentarily. After the Congressman, we go right back to your live calls. You know, folks, the easiest things in the world for most of us, for some reason, for me, I guess it's the aspect that, a public figure, are the most difficult for me. So what am I talking about? Connecting with doctors and their offices that think that you sit around doing nothing all day except for waiting for their telephone calls. So I have to use a glucose monitoring system, right? So I like the Libre system, but because I like Libre, the pharmacist in New City calls me and says, "Well, Dominic, you've got to pay $375 every quarter if you want to use Libre." And I'm like, oh, I'm just cheap like that, folks, right? So then I spent 40 minutes on the phone last night between shows with the prescription part of the coverage. And so they say, well, you can get around that by using the Dex system. Glucose monitor. So when I leave here, I've got to rush back to Rockland County and rush over to the pharmacy and pick up the Dex glucose monitoring system to put it on my arm and monitor it on the phone. Ugh. Folks, I do want to say this. Let's talk about Shriners Children's, where children receive the most amazing care anywhere. What started as one hospital, just one, in 1922, right here in New York, is now all over the world, caring for 1.5 million children since the doors opened. Shriners Children's has the largest network of pediatric orthopedic providers in the world. As you know, today is Giving Tuesday. It's the best day to donate to Shriners, as there is a 3 times match challenge. Every dollar you give today will have 3 times the impact to help kids. When you become a monthly donor, your first gift will have 3 times the impact. Just $19 a month can change a child's life literally, and you'll receive a Love to the Rescue blanket as a reminder of the kids you are helping. Shriners Children's is a leader in providing care for orthopedic conditions, burn injuries, spinal cord injuries, other spine disorders, rehabilitation, sports injuries, that is, and craniofacial conditions. Shriners also offers specialized services, including orthodontics, when they make the arms, if you lose a body part and so on, prosthetics, and motion analysis. Shriners Children serves over 146,000 children a year, and all care and services are provided regardless of the family's ability to pay or insurance status. Folks, that's absolutely amazing. Every child deserves the best care. Call, please, 800-276-8007 or visit loveshriners.org and make a difference today. 800-276-8007 or visit loveshriners.org. With me right now, the man himself, former Congressman Peter King. Congressman, how are you? How's your family?
Everyone's doing great, Dominic. Thank you very much. How about you? I'm listening to all your medical issues there. My God.
Yeah. Congressman. The glucose monitors. And so you're in pretty good health, so you don't have to deal with stuff like that, right?
For the most part, I'm in good health. I had a couple of scares along the way, but I'm doing great right now. So, yeah, I'm in good health. No complaints.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. Let's get to the headlines. Putin says he's ready to go to war with Europe. Your reaction?
Europe cannot give in to that kind of threat. I mean, this is what Stalin did. This is what Khrushchev did. This is why Kennedy prevailed at the Cuban Missile Crisis. You can't give in to those type threats. And Putin knows he cannot defeat NATO. He certainly can't defeat NATO with the United States involved. So to me, this is a bluff. His economy is declining. And he's lost over his casualties are well over 1 million, in Ukraine. And Ukraine is like about 1/4 the size of Russia, and doesn't have the same armaments that NATO would have, or the United States would have, or the United States being in NATO. So no, I think this is a threat, and Europe cannot give into it.
Well, hopefully Europe won't. Let me switch gears, Congressman King. How in the world can Democrats blame President Trump for what happened to our National Guard members last week in the nation's capital?
That's like blaming the police officer when a criminal shoots them. The fact is that the National Guard has done tremendous good in Washington. They were doing what they had to do. Nothing is guaranteed 100%. To the extent that they could be protected, they are. There are changes being made now maybe to even increase that level of protection. But no, they were doing just like when a mayor or a governor puts more police or state troopers out to stop crime. You don't blame the mayor or the governor if a criminal shoots one of those cops or one of those troopers. And that's what happened here, that you had there's thousands of crimes. Put it this way, there are hundreds of National Guardsmen. The president's going to put in 500 more. They're working with the police. They're getting the job done. The murder rate is down in Washington. The robbery rate is down. The rape, all of that is down in Washington. And to blame the president for what a criminal did to shoot 2 hardworking soldiers, brave career soldiers who are dedicated, that to me it's insane. It's absolute insanity. I'm having a hard time explaining it only because it is so ridiculous, so foolish. I mean, it just makes no sense at all, and shows that somehow, no matter what, the left wing and the Democrats are going to find some way to blame President Trump, no matter what it is, no matter what the situation is. They want him to be the villain, even when he's clearly doing the right thing.
So, Congressman King, you are a Republican. I'm a Republican. So there will be some that will say we're partisans. I don't think we are. I've always known you to be a straight shooter, even before you went to Congress. And I know I'm a straight shooter. But I don't understand how the Democrats win. They look like they're the party of criminals. I just don't get it. I mean, listen, I know the name of the game is to win an election, right? To dirty up the incumbent president, put some mud on him so that you can take him out, right? But, I mean, give the man credit for some things. He's doing a remarkable job. And, for example, let's not forget, it's fell off page 1 because of what's going on in the world. Let's not forget the woman, and in 2 cases, white women, in 2 cases, black suspects, set on fire. But the woman set on fire. It happened in Charlotte. It happened in Chicago. At what point are the Democrats ever going to wake up, or are they just going to let AOC and Bernie Sanders lead them right, and Congresswoman Haight, Jasmine Crockett, lead them right over the cliff?
Well, you would have hoped that last year's presidential election was the wake-up call that they needed, and they would have paid attention to it. Now, you mentioned that a case in Charlotte. My daughter lives down there. She said the city and the whole adjacent area has not recovered from that. That was such a horrific type crime. Again, this innocent woman, she survived Ukraine. She's over here, and she's enjoying the freedom and of democracy of a democratic country, and she gets murdered in that horrible way. Absolutely disgraceful. So, no, the Democrats, it's always blame. Somehow you blame the victim, and now they've changed it from blaming the victim to, to blame the president. But only if the president's name is Trump, not if it's Biden or Obama. They never blame them for anything. So, no, this is, somehow they're getting away with it to some extent more than they should. I know they lost big in the elections in 2024, but unfortunately it seems if the Democrats are making some inroads coming back, I think it's the constant drip of media attention being critical of President Trump is out there. And I think Republicans, we have to get our act together better and be more firm and more precise in what we're saying, to go back, because the facts are on our side, reality is on our side, and we have to remind people what it was like during the Biden years when 10 million people, illegal immigrants, were storming across the border, when you had riots in the streets and you had cities in Wisconsin, outside Milwaukee, burning, and you had the media saying that these were mostly peaceful demonstration during that whole George Floyd fiasco, which was horrible, what was done to the cops during that time. Somehow they want you to forget that they were yelling for defund the cops. Now they act like they're on the side of the cops. And so when someone does get shot, like unfortunately the National Guardsman, then you blame it on the president rather than on the guy that shot them. It's terrible.
Well, Congressman King, George Floyd is not a good topic for me, with all due respect to the dead, but and for lack of a better term, Democrats used George Floyd, who was a common criminal addict, to defame the good name of the men and women of law enforcement in this country. We saw all of those police officers, their lives were ruined, sent to jail over this, over this drug addict that no one should be looking up to. And then we look at what happened on the streets of Washington just last week. This 20-year-old woman, she hasn't even started life yet. She's going 6 feet under, shot in the head and chest. She had no chance, attacked by this savage animal. Then you have the other guards person that was a shot with her. He's still fighting for life. And then, Congressman Peter King, it took the mayor-elect Mamdani a full 24 hours to say anything. He put a comment out on social media, not as the mayor-elect of New York City, did not mention the word murder, did not mention the suspect. Is this something we got to get used to with this guy?
I'm afraid so. That's why I'm really counting on Police Commissioner Tisch to set him straight on this. It's going to be tough. Listen, it's tough enough being the police commissioner of a police department which is larger than many armies, which has to deal with so many different ethnic groups, minority groups, majority groups. And the reason I emphasize that is these are all different cultures living together in one city, and there's bound to be friction. And it's up to the police department to keep that all under control. And for the most part, the cops do a terrific job. But then when you add into that a mayor who's going to be siding with the criminals, who's going to be undermining the cops, it just makes her job that much tougher. So I'm really hoping that, because I know she's incredibly capable, incredibly able, I just hope she has the stamina to put up with what's going to be required here to really to fight the good fight and to set the mayor straight. And if he comes out with any of the stuff he's been talking about over the last few years about taking out these special units, by tying the hands of the cops, by somehow thinking that each cop every morning goes out to work, puts on his uniform, so deciding how many people he can beat up or shoot that day, how many blacks or Muslims he can shoot or harass. I mean, if you believe that's the mindset of the police department, it's going to be a real problem for the commissioner to be able to have to offset that. When the mayor, who is in charge, if he has those beliefs and stands by them, it's going to be very tough. Even if he's trying to do the right thing, I don't know if he can. It seems like it's so inbred in him that the cops are evil, the cops are wrong, and that any proper surveillance or monitoring or cracking down on crime somehow violates civil rights and human rights. So they're going to be tough days ahead. So I'm hoping for the best, but I think it's going to be a tough fight.
Congressman King, it's always a great honor to chat with you. I want you to take it easy. Take care of yourself. You and your wife do well. I look forward to chatting with you in the very near future.
You guys, you take care of yourself.
Yes, it will do, Congressman. Thank you so much for your leadership. Let's go back to the telephones now. Rich in Pennsylvania, line 5. What's on your mind, Rich?
Thanks, Dominic. So about the naval action that Trump is taking down in the Caribbean there, that precedent was set like 225 years ago by Jefferson when he was fighting the pirates, because they were kidnapping our sailors. They were ransacking our ships. They were stealing from us. He tried paying them off. He tried diplomatic stuff. And finally, we went to war, and it was a full-blown war. It lasted like 5 years. And this is nothing new in that regard. And the other thing is what that guy Patrick said about contaminating the marine life down there is brilliant, and it's hysterical. Because about 2 weeks ago, I was a couple beers in with my buddies watching a football game, and I said, we got to go fishing down in that Caribbean. Can you imagine the buzz we'd get eating some of those mahi-mahis?
Yeah, you can say that again, Rich. Thank you for the wonderful call. I've got to take a break. Yes, let me be very, very clear. I care more about the marine life in the water than I do about these narco-terrorists bringing drugs in the country. Blow them all up. Time for a break. We're coming right back.
And now a message from McAfee.
Your package couldn't be delivered.
You owe thousands in unpaid tolls.
You want a free gift.
If texts like these sound familiar, McAfee can help. McAfee automatically identifies text and email scams as well as AI-generated audio to help you stay safe. If they're faking it, they're not making it past us. Get award-winning scam detection today. McAfee.com/keepitreal.
From writer-director Ryan Johnson.
The Holy Grail. A perfectly impossible crime.
Wake Up Dead Man has critics singing its praises.
God help me. Anything else?
It's a deliciously entertaining mystery.
That's nice.
It's certified fresh.
It's a miracle. Okay, you're freaking me out now.
It's the best Knives Out movie yet.
This case is solvable, right?
Oh, you'll see. It's fun.
Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery starring Daniel Craig. Now playing in select theaters on Netflix December 12th. Rated PG-13. The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network. And now, it's time for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation Final Thoughts.
And the Tunnel to Towers Foundation Final Thoughts. I'm looking at an email that I have from the lovely Susan in Greenwich Village. Susan says, Dominic, I'm so happy you addressed the subject of tattoos. Tattoo ink can be toxic. Tattoos can cause autoimmune problems, bacterial infections, and skin cancer. I get so distracted when I'm on my Peloton bike because so many of the instructors look like they've allowed children to doodle pictures all over their bodies. Plus, it just looks like you're a person with a history of making dubious decisions. Let's hope the trend is on the outs. Glad you had a nice Thanksgiving, Susie. Greenwich, Connecticut. You know, Susie, my kids, I forbid them to get tattoos. And so, of course, children want to buck the trend. My daughter is now a spokeswoman at an Ivy League institution, a major one. And she used to be a television reporter, and I guess she's so glad she listened to Dad now. So a few years ago, I just happened to look, and she bent over, and she, defiant, she went and got a small one on her lower back. I won't say what they call those. And so, so she can hide it. She can hide it. And so I'm going to have the same conversation with my granddaughter and my grandson. I'm sorry, folks. They're cool for some people. I'm not a multimillionaire in the NBA that, where it's cool to have 1 million tattoos. I'm just saying it's not for me. Let's go here to Ellis, line 2 in Greenwich Village. Ellis, what's on your mind?
I'm just calling to voice how utterly disgusted I am by the behavior of you and the other host and the owner-operator at WABC over this 2025 mayor's race. I think it was quite a tarnish on such a reputable brand, WABC. And I'm shocked that it played out the way it did, but it did. And I think...
Hey, Ellis, with love, my brother, are you serious?
Diminished.
We should receive awards for how we covered this race. Do you know how hard it was to cover this race straight up? Nobody's owed anything in life, and I'm not discussing anymore the candidates, at least one of the candidates. What are you upset about? Because we told you the truth? Have you seen the headlines since the mayor's race? Have you seen the national headlines, the local headlines of how one candidate is up against the ropes? Have you seen the independent headlines?
The opponent.
Wait. No. You didn't answer my question, Ellis. Have you seen the headlines since the mayor's race?
When with a losing attitude.
Okay, wait, I don't know what you're talking about. You didn't answer a question I just asked you. Have you seen Fox News? Have you seen the New York Post headlines about one candidate in particular and money? Have you seen the headlines?
This is what you've belittled.
Can you answer the question before I cut you off? Can you answer the question? Have you seen the headlines?
Or
okay, one last try. Have you seen the headlines? Okay, stop wasting my time.
Dominic is done with you.
Let's go to Sandra, line 2 in New Jersey. Sandra, what's on your mind?
Oh, that man sounded creepy.
Not only creepy, he sounded like he's drugged up. Sandra, at a certain point, and I am not discussing a certain candidate because that's what that candidate wants, to give him life. This race is over. It's over. It's time to move on to the governor's race. Period. End of story. Go ahead, Sandra.
So I wanted to say regarding Trump, every time I hear someone say they hate him, I love Trump even more. So every time someone hates him,
I agree with you.
We double our love for him, so there's no problem there. You know, I was thinking about anti-Semitism, and I had 2 stories, but I'll just share one. First of all, 25 anti-Semitic events happen per day, one more every hour. Now,
that's horrible. Wait, Sandra, I just want to let you know we only have 30 seconds left to the show. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So you live in Rockland County, right?
Yes.
Okay, there's a place called Super Four Seasons Car Wash. Do you know what they did during Passover time? They charged the 2 Jewish people 3 times the amount, and the Office of the State Attorney General...
You're joking. You're not serious.
I'm serious. Yeah. That's why I wanted you to look into this. They charged 3 times to the Jewish people, and they got caught. It was a scheme that they were doing.
Right. We got to continue this later, Sandra, or perhaps tomorrow, because now my blood is boiling. Folks, all it takes is $11 a month. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation at T2T.org. I'm back at midnight.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder, what the heck is going on here?
Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to The Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Hey,
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. You know, one of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. Mm-hmm. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.